So, okay, where should I start? So anyway, I used to get this magazine called Anime FX. It used to be called Anime UK. You know, it had now legendary stuff like Helen McCarthy, like Jonathan Clements, and they wrote some pretty interesting things about Japanese culture, Japanese popular culture, Japanese subculture, movies, games, TV, animation, whatever. They had a series on Macross, because this is around the time of Macross Plus, so we're talking about 94, 95, 96. They talked about the original production of Macross. They talked about its relationship with Robotech. This was the first time that I actually learned just how much was changed. I could tell somewhat by watching Robotech that it was made up of these 3 different shows, that some of these characters were not what they used to be. You know, it was kind of strange when I was watching it. But this kind of opened my eyes to everything. It had even comparison name lists, like these are the Japanese names, these are the characters which the character names which were changed into the American Robotech thing. It talked about who Frank Agaramo was, who Carl Mated was, etc., etc. It's really a very, very interesting series of eye-opening articles, and they finished it off with this wrap-up, small article. The final installment was Macross Graffiti, and I'll just read like the intro. It said, over the last 4 issues, Helen McCarthy and Peter J. Evans have given you a guided tour of the Macross universe and its Western alternate reality, Robotech. Now, for the true Macross enthusiast, here's a grab bag of snippets you may not have seen before by Helen and Peter with help from Jonathan Clements. So, these include things like, oh my god, did you know that there's going to be a Macross live-action movie? Yeah. There's a Macross Live. There's the English translation of Do You Remember Love, that legendary song. And then there's this. Right? There's other things around here, like the video games and Macross 2, oh yeah.
Yeah, Macross 2.
But then there's this, and I looked at this and I was like, what on earth? You've got this alphabet here and a lot of squiggly symbols there. I mean, I think I was aware that there was a Zentradi alphabet. I didn't know that it had actually gone out to the lengths to substitute each and every alphabetic, every letter in the alphabet for one particular symbol. I didn't know that they had their own numbers. I thought it was just a load of squiggly lines. This opened my eyes up to this, and you can see that they've included the chart there, and then there's a photograph of a stamp kit. What looks like those kinds of stamp things that you get, the ones with the rubber band that has the date on, so you can put them on.
It's the same type of mechanism for price tag machines.
Exactly. Right. Nichimo, who is a company that made model kits. In fact, it's Nihon Moke Kaisha. They produced this thing, and for the longest time, I have thought, where on earth can I get this? It's like the craziest, most insane piece of merchandise I have ever heard of, and I never saw anyone owning this. I never saw this in any shop. I've looked for it, not extremely hard, but I've kept my eye out for it. I never really saw it around anywhere. I never even heard of anyone who owned it. I've never seen videos of it. I've never seen even photographs of people owning it. I knew it existed because the DVDs that came out a couple of years ago, in the extras disc, they showed all sorts of really old commercials, and they made a commercial for this one. And it featured this little crazy tiny Japanese kid going, oh, now I can make my own messages. And like he sent a letter to this little girl who was like, what the hell, I can't read this. And he was like, I think it's in Zentradi. It means I love you. And she said, yeah.
Is this on YouTube? This
I can put it up on YouTube if you like. It's on the DVDs. Someone has them. I don't have them.
Is it on the 25th anniversary DVD?
No, it's
no,
not.
like the 15th.
No, the 20th one. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not on that one. It's on. It's on the one that they released just before they're going to release in a couple of weeks' time, which was the HD remaster, which is not an HD remaster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. It's
I have that HD.
You have that?
The HD one that comes in the box, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember Love?
No. The
No.
TV show.
Oh no, I don't have it.
Yeah. Right. So another thing about this one is it came out before Do You Remember Love? And the reason is that it's just symbols. The advert tells you to make your own messages, but just by substituting the Roman letters with these symbols and then making Japanese phrases out of them. So when Do You Remember Love came out, they gave the Zentradi their own language. If you notice, they spoke in subtitles, with Japanese subtitles, whenever they spoke in the movie. That didn't happen in the TV show, because there was no actual Zentradi language. They just
Spoke Japanese.
They just spoke Japanese all the time. So that's one thing. When was it? A few months ago, I came here to this office, and I was like, "So, what's new?" And Adrian here said, "Have you ever seen this? And what did you do?"
Well, I always remember that you are looking for certain things, usually old,
Yeah.
and I am always looking for certain things that are vintage and old. And I had also seen this once before, but I saw it by basically searching Yahoo auctions
Yeah. And
back when I lived in America, before I knew about proxy services.
Yeah, and I used to do that as well when I was in the UK,
Yeah.
but just for, just out of interest.
Yeah,
just
like
to
just
kind of
search-
window shopping, right? All
Yeah, 'cause
these
you
things
can
that you
get
can
it.
never ever find in real life.
If you couldn't get it and you couldn't read it,
Yeah.
it's just, eventually you find a way to copy the katakana for Macross, put it in their search, and just look at pages and pages of stuff that are well out of your reach. So I had seen it there, and I thought it was kind of odd, interesting, and that'd be cool to own because it's different. It's not a figure, it's not mecha.
Yeah.
It's something that would be interesting to talk about and show to people.
Right. And that's what drew me to it as
Yeah.
well.
This
This is supposed to be a show about transforming robots, right?
Yeah.
And you've got this random stamp kit that gives you symbols that nobody can read.
And they had stuff like this in the States for other TV shows, but it's usually with characters on it.
Mm-hmm.
Special decoder ring and
Yeah.
cracker jacks.
Like if you watch...
Like the stock laser gun with a sticker of whatever show was on at the time.
Yeah, of course. That's the Little Orphan Annie decoder ring from Christmas Carol. They give you a code and you can decipher the message. But
Mm-hmm.
this was just interesting, and the fact that it's hard enough that it was a toy in Japanese, it's also a toy that prints everything in Zentradi. So it made it even double interesting. But I figured I'd never see it.
Yeah.
Then you fast forward about 10 years after that, and I now live in Tokyo, and I go to the toy shops
So, wait, hang
quite
on.
regularly.
Basically, you were saying that you were looking at this at around the same time that I was looking at it.
Probably.
Mid-90s, yeah.
Probably around 96, 97. And, I wanted it, but...
Because by then it had come out... I mean, this
It
came
was
out in
old.
83.
Yeah. So somebody was selling on Yahoo auctions,
Mhm.
and there was no chance in hell that it would probably end up on eBay. But most Macross toys end up on eBay, but this isn't a regular toy, so you wouldn't see it. But I'm sure somebody in the States has it, had an uncle or an aunt, somebody that bought it for them, and has gone and opened it, and it's all messed up. So in the back of my mind, I thought I'd never see it, but if I ever saw it, I'd buy it. So go fast forward to the future, living in Tokyo, been here 7 years, and in the middle of this, 6.5 years later, I found one. in pristine condition.
How much did you pay for it?
Well, this was stacked up at the Nakano Mandarake in the Mecca area, and it was just with all.
Tetsujin of your...
No, that's like the classic, like robot, like super robot Transformers. This was in the area where they have all the model kits, Macross toys.
Oh, the small one that's in the corner?
Yeah, it's kind of small and crowded.
Yeah,
It shares with Mecha toys and Sentai stuff. But this was just crammed in with every other plastic model kit. So it was associated as a kit because it kind of looks like a kit box.
Yeah.
So,
And it is a kit. I mean, a model kit company made it.
Yeah, that's true. And it was a whopping 1,000 yen. And I didn't know if it was just in parts or...
Like walking, you're being sarcastic.
Oh, I'm being very sarcastic. 1,000 yen.
What would you have paid?
I would have been tempted to buy this. I would have bought it if it was about 5,000 yen.
Wow.
I would have been tempted to buy it if it was about 8,000.
Wow.
If it was about a mon, I would have probably looked at it for a while and then probably bought it.
A man is 10,000.
I've never seen it, period.
Yeah.
In Osaka or any place else I've been to.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, I lived in Kansai, Kyoto, and Osaka for 6 years in total.
Oh.
I never saw it all the time. Been
Well,
here for 2 years, never saw it.
I have an eye for finding these things.
You do.
So, okay, so I bought it, and I opened it, and to my dismay, it is factory sealed.
Dismay?
Oh yeah.
I didn't think that word means what you think.
Yeah. Sorry about that. So anyways, I got it. It's factory sealed. Still staples, inserts stapled to the inner box. Comes with a couple of inserts, product instructions. And it's the exact condition I wanted it to be in if I ever found it. Because I will never take it out of the box. I will never use it. I want it to stay in pristine condition.
For generations to come.
This is made to be used and stamped, inked, and make messages.
In the
Isn't it?
80s. In
So
the
it's a
80s.
waste to leave it like this.
No, it's not a waste.
You need to make messages to your girlfriend saying you love her in Zentradi.
I am preserving it for generations to enjoy this, so that it can be in some Macross exhibit well after I've passed, so somebody else can steal it and defile it when I'm dead and buried.
What if in 30 years it's in that same shop again for 100 years?
That's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
So, but it won't be in this condition. I doubt it. So, I brought this back with me. I looked at it, had a big smile, and then I put it in my closet and I forgot about it. So, one day...
Would you have done that had you paid 10,000 yen, is the question.
Yes, I would have.
There you go. Just give me your wallet, for God's sake.
That's exactly what I did. I put it in the closet because one day I would do something with it, which I'm doing now. So you came over. We're having the normal talk about how we either like this or we hate that or this is BS and whatever. So and then I said, "Oh, I think I got something you've probably seen before." So I go in the closet, I dig it out, and I said, "Check this out." And you basically had this. My God, what? It's like you're almost talking like Homer Simpson. It's like, yeah, he's like, I've been looking for this for as long as I can remember. And I'm like, oh, really? Wow. And then I go, oh yeah, I only paid 1,000 yen for it. And then you got even more irate. And
then I opened it, and I saw, you haven't even opened it!
And I'm like, I'm not going to open it. You don't open it. Why? Open it. No. And there, you looked at it, you saw it was in pristine condition, and it went back into the
It
closet.
went back in the closet, and I was brokenhearted all over again.
Yes. But I kept that in the back of my head, maybe 2 months later, I'm back at Nakano. Somebody else actually has one for sale. And you happen to come over that week, and I happen to remember because I actually forgot to tell you. And I said, hey, go to Nakano, second floor, Cube Shop, guy that sells all the Macross stuff. He's got it for 2,000 yen. And I guess you bought it.
Yeah, so this is a story. I was on my way home. It wasn't that late, but it was late enough that I needed to get back home early enough for the next day. I don't know what it was. Nakano is on my way home from here. So I wasn't going to stop. But I decided, nah, what the hell. So as the train was pulling on into Nakano, I was thinking whether or not I should go. The doors are open. I was like, screw it. I'll go and check it out, see if it's there. And as I'm walking there, it's kind of a long trek to go all the way up into Broadway.
Do you go through the Shoten guy?
Yeah.
I never go. I go off to the side on the sidewalk because I hate.
Yeah, because there were people there, but I think it was raining that day.
Okay.
Yeah, when you go through the Shotengai, it's kind of a real pain in the neck.
Because everyone walks slower than you.
Everyone walks slower.
Because they're actually there to shop at the shops leading to the Broadway.
Yeah.
Where we're just trying to get to
And that's
Broadway.
just the gauntlet that we have to run to get to where we want to be. Yeah.
See how bad we have it living in Japan?
I know, man.
You have to walk by people while everybody else is trapped in some office cubicle somewhere in the States or wherever they may be.
That's true. That's true. This was still like around maybe 6, 7 p.m. I mean, I think people are still working hard if they were a salaryman. Anyway, even Japanese people. I went up there and I was thinking, boy, if this isn't here, I've just wasted all my time. I'm going to be home late. I have all this stuff to do by tomorrow morning. It was there. And this was on top of it as well. This is Macross SDF1. They're by the same company, Nichimo. This one is a reissue. Okay, so that's the thing. I was actually going to talk about this.
Oh, I'm just saying, this is the one
That's
you
okay. So this is the one I picked up.
They're
Okay.
both the wrong color, though.
They're both the wrong color?
Yeah, they don't match the picture in the magazine.
Ah, but this one matches the picture. Oh, in the magazine.
Yeah, that one's green, that one's blue. The magazine is brown.
It's brown, and as far as I know, they never made a brown. They have a red one here. Do you remember what the one was? What color the one that was in the advert was? Oh, you never saw the advert, did you?
I think I've seen it, but I don't remember it.
Okay, well, on here there's a photograph. It says they made 3 versions. So if you want to be really hardcore, we could just track down the last remaining variant.
Yeah, the set isn't complete.
Well,
You're going to have to
Okay,
go the
what can
rest
you
of
say?
your life knowing that your mission has not been fulfilled.
thanks for ruining this whole thing, man.
Give me 2 months.
Yeah, don't you think it's kind of weird that all of this stuff appears randomly, even though we've been searching for it for the best part of a decade, maybe more?
Yeah, but...
Yeah. Well, have a look around Kansai when you're ready. No, I'm not going to collect every variant, because if I do that, then we're just going to have to collect every single one ever manufactured. This one in particular. No, this one in particular. I don't even know if this is a weird variant that they made a mistake on, because this doesn't match the picture that it's actually depicting. The colors are inverted. Well, I'll talk about that later when we go over to that thing over there. I was going to talk about this briefly, but it doesn't really matter. This is just one of the model kits, the tiny, tiny ones that Nichimo reissued, and I just wanted to mention very briefly why I love this company so much. First of all, their box art. It's all Takani art, all of them. And Takani made the biggest number of variants of box art for this company. So there are people collecting these kits, not actually making them, just collecting them for all of the Takani artwork. Yeah. What?
Shame.
Yeah.
They're collecting it for the artwork. They're not even building the toy.
Yeah, they're keeping it in the closet. So can you imagine that? They used to sell these separately, but for the 20th anniversary, some of the reissues that they made, they bundled two together. For this one, they did a kind of an exceptional thing. They had one model kit, which is the robot version of the Macross, Storm Attacker, if you will. They made the cruiser type, and they stuck them all together in the same box. So here it is. This is the robot and the thing. And when I was talking about attention to detail, it comes with Macross City. You have to paint all those buildings yourself. So that's a nice kind of almost mini diorama thing that they've done there. And one more thing. This one here, the grey parts, are the Storm Attacker, the robot mode kit. It comes with a little tiny, tiny, puny Tokyo Tower to scale. How's that?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Was that in the original kit, or did that...
That was in the original kit too.
But there's no artwork for it.
Well, that's the artwork.
He means
And it
Tokyo
is-
Tower.
Tokyo Tower.
Oh no, not the Tokyo Tower. So these reissues were really nice. Unfortunately, they didn't include the extra option which the original kits had, which was they used to come with a kind of a very, very thin, translucent piece of plastic, which is kind of like a bubble that served as a kind of a backdrop. It's very weird, like almost a frame to the little kit.
It looked like an egg.
Almost like a half egg.
Like
yeah?
a half egg, and then
shell.
on the back there was like a suction cup, right?
Yeah, I mean you had to screw all that together.
Yeah.
It's strange because the piece that you're supposed to screw the suction cup onto comes as part of the kit, and they've been included in the reissue, but it doesn't come with the rubber suction cup or the piece of plastic that is supposed to be for display purposes. That was the Pitaban type series. Pitaban is because Pita and Ban is the spherical thing. Not spherical, the disc. Yeah, I gotta say, this is one of my favorite companies. They don't make the most accurate models, but at that scale, it's for the collectors. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, and then they brought this out. They never reissued this. It was a crazy mirage, almost, for the longest time for me. So I bought it. And when I said to you, you know what, I'm going to open it, you were brokenhearted.
Bastard.
For me, it's like, I can't believe that you would have it and not open it. And for you, it's like, you can't believe that I would dare desecrate this thing.
Well, why open it?
Because it's made to be used. Normal model kits like this, you can just have displayed, but this is actually, the advertisement shows you using it to make messages. The
Okay.
instructions tell you how to use it,
Yes.
not just put it out and display.
I have grown up regretting opening my Transformers. Did I play with them? And did I have a great time? Yes. But was I naive? Was I stupid?
I
was
played
just
with
being
my
a kid.
Transformers, my G1 Transformers, and every 4th of July I blew them up with gunpowder. And I do not regret it. I had a whole lot of fun playing with them and blowing them up.
I had the Kenners mail order Boba Fett. I got some wire clippers. I pulled out the rocket. I put a rocket in and I blew them up. That was fun. That's Star Wars talk. These,
That's it.
you know, these are different.
What's different?
It's just anything Macross and old. You know, if it's already been opened and played with, then it's okay. Just be careful. This has rubber parts, like a stamp, because it's a stamp.
Yeah.
And that rubber, if it gets exposed to the air, too much sunlight, humidity, it's gonna crack, and then you won't be able to use it. So this way,
Everything is transient. We're all gonna die. doesn't mean that we should stay in bed forever. There'll be plenty of time to sleep after we're dead.
Great.
So,
But I don't plan to sell it. It's like I don't have it to sell. I don't have it to, I just have it to
display.
appreciate. To be
Yeah.
like, it's still there.
and to be honest, I don't know if I would open mine if you didn't already have yours sealed. You know why? Because because I'm glad that this thing exists. Up until all I had was this magazine, right? Up until the moment that I had never seen one in real life, and all I had was this magazine. For all that time, I didn't really think that this thing existed. I knew it existed because I'd seen adverts, but knowing that something is right there is totally different to imagining what something is like. Now I know what it's like, and I know that somebody is taking care of it, and I'm happy for that. Okay, so you're there, you've got this thing, and I trust you. You're not going to just throw it in the bin one day. So this is kind of like a spare. Okay,
It's a spare.
let's open it up. Yeah.
It's like we found 2 dodo birds. Let's let one live and eat the other one.
If there were more than 2, you know that you would do that. You want to know what they taste like. As long as you've got 2, they can procreate, you can make more. This is even worse than that. Anyway, on that note, let's open this bad boy up. Any last words?
Not this one. This one.
Right.
Not the Zentradi colored one.
Okay. That's worth more, is it? Well, you don't know. This could be the rare variant. Because it's topsy-turvy.
And it was more expensive.
It was more expensive. I wonder why, actually. I didn't think... Well, we didn't buy it in the same store. So...
No, it's just we bought it in the same building.
What was the original retail on this?
I don't
Probably
know.
like a couple hundred, yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been as much as a town. I'll just read the blurb here. During the height of Macross merchandise mania in the mid-80s, hobby and model kit company Nitimo produced a nifty little Zentradi language printer to let you send secret messages encoded into Zentradi. It came complete with pre-printed message slips, a Zentradi word textbook, envelopes, and a stamp pad. You'll be likely to find one nowadays, of course. It's joined the ranks of Macross collector's items. But don't let that stop you. Use our handy reference key. And that's where they provide the reference.
Ah. Well, they got numbers on the box.
Yeah?
You've got number 2, I've got number 3.
So you're missing number 1.
Could we sleep at night knowing that we're
I
missing
just noticed one thing.
What?
No, never mind. Yeah, there's just the number on the box. Yours is 2, mine is 3.
We're not missing number 1. You're missing number 1. You're going to find it in Kansai. How did you ever hear?
So are these frames from the commercial?
Yeah, I think they are. I wonder what that guy's doing right now.
The little kid?
Yeah.
All grown up?
All grown up, he's probably like 45.
He probably
or something.
married that girl.
Yeah. Why wouldn't
Because
you?
of the message she gave her.
It took her 10 years to decode that message, and it was like, "Will you marry me?" Yes, for God's sake, yes.
I think what's really going to be funny is we're worried so much about the rubber that I'm pretty sure
Why?
the ink is probably dried.
Oh yeah, but we had.
I've got red Honko stamp pads.
You have.
So,
Okay. But just red though, right? It's not black.
yeah, red.
Yeah, no, I was gonna really. I was really looking forward to what the ink was gonna be like. Yeah, I totally forgot to get some spare ink. Never mind, we can use your thing.
Well, we'll see. Maybe we're lucky.
Okay, any last words?
I'm perfectly fine with opening it.
So, are you going to do the honors in opening it yourself? Or...
I'm gonna go over there and do it.
Alright. So let's go over there.
Let's go over there.